Hey family, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to go over starting points, how to mark your zones, as well as what to do when looking for a trend continuation. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into it. So as you can see, this market had been making higher highs. It did break above this previous high here. So I am going to be looking for some buying opportunities here. And when I look at this market, here I ask myself, how do I get here? So the first thing you want to do is work your way back. As you can see, this is your highest high right here. So the market did not make any new highs as of now. So I'm going to go ahead and mark my zone from wick to body right here. And remember, the way I do it, you can do it this way from wick to body, that the first body that the bottom touches. And then I'm going to look for my starting points. In this case, the starting point would be an interruption, which would be a selling candle because we're in a rally to the upside. So as you can see, you have a rally of candles. Don't forget that your rally is going to be considered 3 or more candles at least, or a strong push. So it could be one large candle that shows some type of momentum. So I have a rally here and I have a rally here. I have a selling candle here. I typically would not normally mark this zone because this candle is so small that 9 times out of 10, on the higher time frame, the market will blow right through the zone. Okay, so unless you're scapping, it may hold up. Like, see, it just hit the zone right here. Otherwise, I will just go ahead and skip right over it and go to my next starting point, which will be this way. Now, don't forget that how you mark your zone can mean the difference of whether or not you are entered in the trade. So remember, if you do wick to body here, there's a possibility that the market comes to like this level right here to fill this gap, this imbalance, and continue up. So you might not get in the trade versus whether you mark the entire zone from low to high, and then you have an opportunity to evaluate this entire zone. So keep in mind when marking your zones, if you do wick to body, you may miss your opportunity for an entrance. So I'm going to go ahead and identify the starting point so you can see that those interruptions I've identified are right there. I have my rally of candles on this side as well. And then what I'm going to do is move this market forward. And I'm going to look for whether or not the market will respect my demand zone, my starting point, or violate it for a trend reversal to the downside. So as you can see, blew right past that first zone, and now we have entered the second zone right here. It is respecting this zone. We see a reaction, which equals rejection, and you can see that by the wicks. So if I wanted to look for a buy opportunity for a trend continuation, I would drop to the 1 hour time frame and identify my starting points on this time frame, as well as my pullbacks. So here, as you can see, this one sticks out clearly, a starting point because it broke above this low right here. So when the market breaks and closes above this candle right here, I can also be looking to take the buy to the upside. And also, one of the things I recommend is you could map out your pullbacks to make it easier on the eye, so you can see when the market truly breaks and closes below the previous low. So for example, if I was to drop to a lower time frame, I'm pretty sure, let me see if it'll let me do it. Okay, it did. And I could have used this candle right here because this was the last candle that pushed the market down and closed below this low right here as a starting point on the 15-minute time frame. Now, the one thing I can say when you're using the lower time frames, please be mindful because there's a possibility that you could be faked out. There's a lot of noise on the lower time frame. So when you have identified your zone, you do want to go back to
the original time frame, like the 1 hour for per se, to kind of look for your opportunity to confirm that the market actually closed above that zone for a retest. And in this case, it did. So I was on the 15-minute. I identified my zone here, my starting point, because this was the last blue candle that pushed the market below this low. So I marked it up, and it did break above this zone right here. And now I'm going to go ahead and confirm on the 1 hour that it actually closed above, which it did. And so now I'm just waiting for this pullback, the retest, and then I could possibly go ahead and take this trade up for a buy to my next starting point. So the way it will look like, because I've already confirmed on the lower time frame, I don't need to reconfirm or reconfirm. I'm gonna go ahead and just take the trade here for 20 pips, and I'm a dip. Now, I also see other confirmations. I don't know if you can see this head and shoulder pattern. This is the head because it's the lowest low. This is the left shoulder here. So that's extra confirmation that it is forming a right shoulder to take this trade up for a buy, okay? A little bit of drawdown, and then bam, you should have already taken profit. So what I typically do when I'm also setting my stop losses is I would set it at least 5 to 7 pips below the zone or the previous low, depending on how many pips it is. So for example, in this zone, some people do 20. It depends on your account size. So right here, the drawdown was about 10 pips, but this was the lowest low right here. So my stop loss would have been 5 pips below this. So I still would have been in the trade. I'm just going to go ahead and, there we go. That's about 5 pips. I still would have been in the trade, even though I would have took the entry right here. So about 16 pips in drawdown before it eventually came back in and took the and went up for 27 pips. So this concludes my video today, and I hope you got value out of it. Also, just a little tidbit, and this is why I say the lower time frame can be a little sketchy, because even on the 1 hour, here is another starting point right here. It might have broken below this wick. I would need to draw a line. No, it didn't. So that would have been your zone right there. So a little bit of drawdown on this one. You got your little fake out, and then it came back up, and then it gave you your 27 pips. So, okay, so this concludes my video, everybody. I hope you enjoyed it. Sorry, don't mean to make it as long, but I really wanted to kind of show you the step-by-step process when it comes from start to finish, the analysis, the marking up the zones, what I'm looking for, taking the entry when it gets back to a zone. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So if you have any questions, please drop your comments below. Of course, like and subscribe. And until then, I'll see you later.